Welcome to lesson 164. Now are we one with Him who is our source. I am Judith. You're at the Qigong support for Course in Miracles students, and this is the part of the Lucid Mind Center. I've got a bit of a flu, but I'm actually feeling a little bit better now than I did before, and I'm very glad that I can read this lesson together with you. How it's going to work is first we're going to read and contemplate the lesson together. We're going to connect to our Qi before we start, and then we are going to, at the end, I'm going to suggest a class for you, a Qigong class, where you can practice this lesson in. I have created a whole series of Qigong classes specifically for Course in Miracles students. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel so more Course in Miracles students can find me, and also support me in this mammoth task of recording one lesson per day for 365 days. And let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. It keeps me going. It really does. And I read every single comment. Before we start, I actually just want to line up so you can come and sit on your sofa just like me, or you can put your feet down, put your hands on your lap. Remember your central channel. Imagine that there is a light pole coming in through the crown of your head, coming all the way down through your body and coming out of your perineum and anchoring itself in the earth. Visualize your body as a conductor of light. Visualize your body as a tool you need to manifest whatever you need to manifest on this earth. This body is borrowed from earth, from Mother Earth, and the body cannot survive without earth. Even if we're flying up to the moon or something, we need to bring everything up. We need to drag everything up from earth to make the body survive. So let's become really conscious that this body belongs to this earth, and our mind belongs to the universe. Our mind can travel without the body. It can project itself anywhere in the world, and it's here for a temporary time, the mind, because the body dies, but the mind is eternal, and life is eternal, the same as God is eternal. Okay? So let's put our hands onto where you're sitting, and then just imagine that you are growing a dragon's tail into the earth, and just wag that tail, anchoring yourself properly in that earth. Very good. And then just take this air which is around you, inhale it through your nose, and then exhale it through this central channel down into the earth, and then exhale it further down into that dragon's tail. Inhale and exhale. And one more. In and exhale. Very good. Let's connect to the earth force. You can shake your hand. You can rub your hands a little bit. And start feeling the resistance of the Qi, of your own vital energy between your hands. Very good. And then just inhale and exhale. And just let the movement come from the wrists and the elbows. And the hands are just kind of trying to feel the Qi. If you don't feel anything, you can rub your hands, you can move your hands a little bit. You just want the blood to flow into your fingers so you become more aware of the sensations. So if you're moving the hands slower or faster, you can feel the resistance of the air. Very good. So now let's inhale and exhale. One more time. In. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Very good. And then pick up this earth energy. Bring it up, the confidence of the earth. And now connect to the heavenly source. And bring this awareness of light into the center of your being, exhaling down. Very good. Let's do it 2 more times. Bring the confidence of the earth. Bring it up. Hold here a moment, connect to the heavenly source, and then exhale down. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Notice how you feel. Notice the connection. Notice that you are a conductor of light. Notice that your body is a conductor of light. Notice that your mind is more powerful than you have really ever been made to believe. And then let's connect to this lesson of ours and see where it's going to take us, the contemplations of these lessons. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, lesson 164. Now are we one with Him who is our source. What time but now can truth be recognized? The present is the only time there is, and so today, this instant now, we come to look upon what is forever there, not in our sight, but in the eyes of Christ. He looks past time and sees eternity as represented there. He hears the sounds that the senseless, busy world engenders. Yet he hears them faintly, for beyond them all he hears the song of heaven and the voice of God, more clear, more meaningful, and more near. The world fades easily away before his sight. Its sounds grow dim. A melody from far beyond the world increasingly is more and more distinct. An ancient call to which he gives an ancient answer. You will recognize them both, for they are but your answer. They are but your answer to your Father's call to you. Christ answers for you, echoing yourself, using your voice to give his glad consent, accepting your deliverance for you. Now are we one with him who is our source. So who is our source? And where is our home in us? This is what I'm really trying to transmit to you through the Qigong, is to feel the core within you, to understand that the core is within your body. And for us women, it's actually easier to feel that core than it may be for men. But basically, especially if you had children, there where you were giving new life, human life, that uterus, that is the center, this is the core being, this is where creation happens. So take that core, so take that space and let it be your core, let it be your home. In Qigong we are saying, or some Qigong teachers are saying, it's not like the energy field, the lower, the dantian, so the lower dantian, it's not like they're there automatically. There is a space there, but we have to create the space, we have to create that home within us. We have to cultivate it, we have to prepare it, make it ready so the energy can come in. And if you don't make that core within yourself, you don't make this home within yourself, and I'm talking about physically, the space which you're physically occupying, because when you listen to inwards, you kind of feel that there is a space within you. Well, take that space. Become really aware of that inner space within you, within your body. Use that space. You need to first create the space, and then afterwards, if you want to transcend the body, that's okay. But first create it. You cannot transcend the body if you haven't got a starting point from nowhere. If you are flying all over the place, it doesn't work that way. You have to create the space within you, where you can receive God, where you can receive the word of God. If you don't have that space, then there's nowhere to receive. And for some people, it was always clear. Like for me, it was always clear that there was a space within me. But I do really believe that I had a near-death experience. I always was very conscious of the things, but sometimes, that was obviously my journey. Your journey is a different one. But really, become aware of the space within you. It's only when you become aware and use the body for this purpose. The body is always present. The body is always in the now. This body is always in the now. Your body is always in the now. So use that body to return back to now. It's the mind which is floating all over. All right? So let's read this again. The world fades easily away before his sight. Its sounds grow dim. A melody from far beyond the world increasingly is more and more distinct. An ancient call to which he gives an ancient answer. You will recognize them both, for they are but your answer to your Father's call to you. Christ answers for you, echoing yourself, using your voice to give his glad consent, accepting your deliverance for you. How holy is your practicing today as he gives you his sight and hears for you, that Christ, and answers in your name the call he hears. How quiet is the time you give to spend with him beyond the world. How easily are all your seeming sins forgot and all your sorrows unremembered. On this day is grief laid by for sights and sounds which come from nearer than the world made clear to you, who will today accept his gifts, the gifts he gives you. Let me just read this again. This is very, very important. On this day is grief laid by. Grief, it attaches itself to your lungs, and this is where you can't breathe. So we are taking away the grief. For sights and sounds which come from nearer than the world made clear to you. From nearer than the world made clear to you. So the world did not explain to you where those sights and sounds are coming from. The sights and sounds are coming from within you. So you have to create that space within you. You have to create it first. You have to create the space. So that's why in Qigong, we're just using the Chinese philosophy, the ancient Qi philosophy, the Taoist philosophy, which is a very interesting religion, I find, Taoism. It is probably the most acceptable religion of all the religions that are out there, for me. So the Taoism is saying, you gotta create those spaces within you. They're called the 3 dantians. It's like energy fields. So you're creating an energy field in your lower dantian for your vitality. You're creating a second field for your compassion in your heart area, heart and lung area. This is where grief is and heart pain and all this stuff is. So you have to create a space in there where that virtue of patience and unconditional love and honor and courage can be. This is in that particular space. And then you have to create and cultivate a space where your intelligence and wisdom and inspiration, where this divine inspiration can grow. And you need to create those spaces first, so you then can receive the treasures, which is the intelligence, the inspiration in the upper dantian, which is compassion and unconditional love. You can receive in the heart area, and you can receive the vitality, the health, and the creative force, sexuality as such, within your lower dantian. Sexuality is a very strong, powerful creative force. And in Christianity, we have completely dismissed it over the course of 2,000 years. I don't know how Judaism was about that. I don't know what the Romans were thinking about that. But the thing is that we have demonized sexuality. We have made it, and then now in the Western world we are abused it, and really we have taken the sacredness out of sexuality. Whereby, for example, in Taoism, sexuality is sacred. Also in some of the Indian religion, like the Kama Sutra, it's a sacred act. It's kind of imitating the act of creation. So that's why I say, use this body to create those spaces within you. If you, and this is one of the problems we are doing as a Course in Miracles students, we are kind of want to transcend the body before we have actually anchored ourselves. You cannot transcend. It's like a kite cannot fly unless he has got somebody, an anchor at the bottom, somebody holding the kite. You cannot fly, you cannot transcend, you cannot understand any of those things which are happening out there before you have made an anchor within yourself. And I'm talking about the physical body, that particular space. How holy is your practicing today as He gives you His sight and hears for you and answers in your name the call He hears? How quiet is the time you give to spend with Him beyond the world? And you can't spend time beyond the world outside, because beyond the world outside, it is ruled by your senses. This outside world is ruled by your senses. You're looking, hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting. This is all outside. So where is beyond the world? Beyond the world is within you. So you have to create the space within you. And once you have created the space within you, then you can transcend beyond this field of perception, which you have all the way around you. How easily are all your seeming sins forgot and all your sorrows unremembered? On this day is grief laid by for sights and sounds which come from nearer than the world made clear to you, who will today accept the gifts He gifts. There is a silence into which the world cannot intrude, and that silence is within you. There is an ancient peace you carry in your heart and have not lost. Listen to this. There is an ancient peace you carry in your heart and have not lost. Where is your heart? Your heart is here. It's the lungs and the heart. They're connected together. According to Chinese medicine, the grief attaches itself to the lungs, and the virtue of the lungs is hidden behind the grief. It is hidden behind impatience in the heart and behind the hate in your heart. This is unconditional love and compassion, patience. So this is the space. Return back into this space. Cultivate that space. There is a silence into which the world cannot intrude. There is an ancient peace you carry in your heart and have not lost. And the inner peace, according to Chinese medicine, is anchored in the kidneys. This is also the negative emotion is fear. There is a sense of holiness in you. There is a sense of holiness in you. Where is you? You gotta find that space. Where is in you? It's within you. So where are you? Use the body as a reference. Just for now. Once you have got the space, you can let go of the body. There is a sense of holiness in you. The thought of sin has never touched. So this is within you. Where is that in you? All this today you will remember. Faithfulness is practicing today. Faithfulness in practicing today will bring rewards so great and so completely different from all things you sought before, that you will know that here your treasure is and here your rest. Now are we one with Him who is our source, and we are always one with Him who is our source. So who is He who is our source? It's God. It's that divine source. You're always one with it, and within you, you can feel it. Within you, you can experience that. But first of all, you have to turn inwards, because if you're looking out there, if you're putting Jesus out there, if you're putting Christ out there, if you're putting the angels out there, you will never find them, because it's diffuse. There is no, because for you to transcend this reality, you first have to go within. The only way out is in. This is the day when vain imaginings part like a curtain to reveal what lies beyond them. This is the day when faithfulness in practicing today will bring rewards so great and so completely different from all things you sought before, that you will know that here your treasure is and here your rest. Your treasure is. You see, in Chinese we have got, I'm going to very soon start recording the workshops for Qigong, which have got nothing to do with Course in Miracles, but which I think could be interesting for you. And the workshop number 3 is about the 3 treasures. So the Chinese, they call them the 3 treasures. This is body, mind, and emotions, or the soul. And those 3 treasures, they are within us. And here it says again, that you will know that here your treasure is, here within you. You need to become aware of that, those treasures within you. And altogether in Christianity, we have kind of missed to transmit that. We have missed to transmit it from the very day I have ever heard the first time any kind of stories of Christianity, which is basically from when I was born. My grandmother, she was very devout Christian, devout Catholic. And I grew up in Austria. It's the Catholic country, so we all, we impregnated with Catholicism, a very light form of Catholicism, but you get impregnated from it very, very early. So already when I was 6 years old, we used to have a priest coming to the school and already telling us about, the stories from the New Testament. And I already then had a very strong affinity to Jesus. I remember that one story when he was saying that when Jesus was going to be crucified, he was walking on that path and he was carrying his cross, and then there was a little girl who picked something up and helped him. And then I was thinking, oh, that was me, that little girl. I mean, I was 6. So I do have this relationship with Jesus, but we have never been taught that the way out into this transcendence of the world was the way within. We've never been told that, not that clearly. It was always some kind of a diffuse explanation. This is the day when vain imaginings part like a curtain to reveal that what lies beyond those curtains. Here is what is really here. Here is what is really here made visible, while all the shadows which appear to hide it sink to obscurity. Now is the balance righted and the scales of judgment left to him who judges true. And in his judgment will a world unfold in perfect innocence before your eyes. Now will you see with the eyes of Christ. And the only way to see with the eyes of Christ is to become aware that Christ is within you. How else could you see with the eyes of Christ? You can't see with the eyes of Christ unless that Christ is within you. Now is its transformation clear to you. Brothers, this day is sacred to the world. Your vision, given you from far beyond all things within the world, looks back on them in a new light. Let me repeat this. Brothers, this day is sacred to the world. Or sisters, this day is sacred to the world. Or siblings, this day is sacred to the world. Your vision, given you from far beyond all things within the world, looks back on them in a new light. And what you see becomes the healing and salvation of the world. The valuable and valueless are both perceived and recognized for what they are. This is the only distinction you need to ever make. It is what is valuable and what is valueless. And what is valuable is the one which is helping us all to come closer to the light. And what is valueless is that which is not helping us. And that is the only judgment we need ever to make. The valuable and the valueless are both perceived and recognized for what they are. And what is worthy of your love receives your love. while nothing to be feared remains. We will not judge today. We will receive by what is given us from judgment made beyond the world. Our practicing today becomes our gifts of thankfulness for our release from blindness and from misery. All that we see will but increase our joy because its holiness reflects on our own. We stand forgiven in the sight of Christ, with all the world forgiven in our own sight. So again, in the sight of Christ, where do you see from? When you're looking out, where do you see from? Find that space within you. You are seeing from the center of your brain. This is where it feels to me. I'm like seeing from the center of the brain. So this is your upper dantian. This is where you are projecting. This is how you're looking at the world. So this is where the Christ vision is. The Christ emotion is in your heart. So you are judging, if you will, differentiating between the valuable and the valueless from within your heart. And from within your belly, you are manifesting. That's what you want to manifest. So again, this is that central channel which is connecting those three treasures within you. Okay? All that we see will but increase our joy because its holiness reflects our own. We stand forgiven in the sight of Christ, with all the world forgiven in our own. We will not judge today. We will receive by what is given us from judgment made beyond the world. Our practicing today becomes our gifts of thankfulness for our release from blindness and from misery. We bless the world as we behold in it the light in which our Savior looks on us, and offer it the freedom given us through His forgiving vision, not our own. And how can you have a forgiving vision? It is only if you are bringing back that Christ within you. If you are remembering that this is what you are. That you are the holy child of God. But if you can't place it within you, then you're always going to have it outside. You're kind of chasing that carrot. You're chasing it and you cannot reach it because it's like hanging on a string right in front of you. Take that carrot from there and put it in the middle. Put the awareness of Christ within you. Use the Qigong in your favor. That's why I'm doing this. The whole purpose why I'm doing all this is because I want to teach you Qigong to use it in your favor, because it's going to help you. Do the Qigong classes. Do the central channel. Become aware of the three dantians. Help yourself. We bless the world as we behold it in the light in which our Savior looks on us, and offer it the freedom given us through His forgiving vision, not our own. Open the curtain in your practicing by merrily letting go all things you think you want. Let go of all the things you think you want. Your trifling treasures put away, and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come. Okay. Within your mind. Where is your mind? Where is the center of your mind? Where is the center of your emotions? Where is the center of your vitality, of your creative force? That is your mind, that is your emotions, and your creative force is down here. And the central channel is connecting them all. I know I'm repeating myself. I want you to feel it. Open the curtain in your practicing by merrily letting go all things you think you want. For all the things you think you want, just observe this. What do you think that you want? Let go of it and start experiencing the center of you. Start experiencing, just become aware of the center being of you. And then just allow it to sink in. Just allow the light, the warmth, the compassion to sink in. Don't expect it to be the light. No, just allow it to sink in and observe what does it actually feel like. Imagine that it's like the water filling in. It's kind of dripping into you. Your trifling treasures put away and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come and offer you the treasure of salvation. He has need of your most holy mind to save the world. He has need of your most holy mind to save the world. And that holy mind needs to be open to allow Christ to come in. If you think that you are not worthy, if you think that you are not good enough, then ego has switched itself on. Ego has taken hold of you. Of course you are good enough. You are perfect, otherwise you wouldn't even be here listening to me. You're perfect as you are. You are worthy. Let go of this. Breathe it in. Exhale it down. And say, I am worthy of Christ. Inhale. Exhale. And then say, I am Christ. And then inhale. And then say, now are we one with Him who is our source. And exhale. Say it again. Now are we one with Him who is our source. Inhale. And exhale, and let it sink into your awareness in the middle of your body. That's it. Now let's read the last paragraph. See if we can get some kind of more insight. Your trifling treasures put away and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come and offer you the treasure of salvation. He has need of your most holy mind to save the world. Is not this purpose worthy to be yours? Is not Christ's vision to be sought above the world's unsatisfying goals? Let not today slip by without the gifts it holds for you, receiving your consent and your acceptance. We can change the world if you acknowledge them. You may not see the value your acceptance gives the world, but this you surely want. You can exchange all suffering for joy this very day. Practice in earnest and gift is yours. Practice in earnest. That's what I'm saying. You gotta practice. Do the Qigong. So why the Qigong? Because the Qigong or the meditation or whatever, the thing is, if you're just sitting down in meditation, it's not the same as when you are first creating the space. That's why I am urging you to do the Qigong, because you need to create the space first. You need to become aware of the space where you can receive the messages. And the more you practice to become aware of those spaces within you and that central channel, the more easier it will become for you to receive the messages. The more easier it will become of you to be aware that you are Christ, that Christ is within you, and you become one with Him. Is not this purpose worthy to be yours? Is not Christ's vision to be sought above the world's unsatisfying goal? Let not today slip by without the gifts it holds for you, receiving your consent and your acceptance. We can change the world if you acknowledge them. You may not see the value your acceptance gives the world right now. You might not see it. But this you surely want. You can exchange all suffering for joy this very day. Practice in earnest and the gift is yours. Would God deceive you? Would love deceive you? Now are we one with Him who is our source. Can His promise fail? Can you withhold so little when His hand holds out complete salvation to His Son? Now are we one with Him who is our source. So I recommend for you to do either seated or a standing meditation. You remember, it is 30 minutes. Recommended, a bit further in the front of the course. If you got no time, then take 5 minutes, take 10. But if you do have time, take 30 minutes. And also prepare your body. Prepare, purge. So therefore, I'm going to suggest a standing and a seated meditation. Both of them are going to be the longer ones. And if you want to do a shorter one, you just have a look at the list, which I have prepared for you. So today, I definitely think you should do this class here, which is a seated meditation. Here you have got a standing meditation, which I think is better for you because then you activate your body as well. And here you have got the whole list where you can pick one of the classes. Enjoy and let me know how it goes for you.